What is the Closing the Gap initiative? Imagine living in a country where your health, education, and job opportunities are significantly different from those of your neighbors. This is the reality for many Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples in Australia. The Closing the Gap initiative is a government strategy aimed at addressing these disparities. Launched in 2007 by the Council of Australian Governments, this initiative seeks to close the gaps in health, education, employment, and life expectancy between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians within a generation. At the heart of Closing the Gap is a recognition of the strength and resilience of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures, which are among the oldest continuous cultures in the world. This initiative emphasizes that Indigenous peoples should play a genuine role in creating and implementing policies that impact their communities. This marks a significant shift from previous approaches, where decisions were often made without Indigenous input. In 2020, the National Agreement on Closing the Gap was established. This agreement sets ambitious goals and reforms involving all levels of Australian government and Indigenous organizations. The focus is on making structural changes in government practices to improve life outcomes in areas like health, education, employment, justice, and land management. From an anthropological viewpoint, this initiative acknowledges the importance of connection to family, community, and culture for overall well-being. It also recognizes that policies must respect Indigenous knowledge systems, languages, and cultural practices to be effective. This collaborative model shows that Indigenous peoples are not just recipients of aid but active participants in shaping their futures. Practical applications of the Closing the Gap initiative include targeted funding for health services, early childhood education, housing, and reforms in the justice system to reduce Indigenous incarceration rates. The initiative also tackles social factors like poverty and discrimination that have historically affected Indigenous communities. In the context of Australian Aboriginal hunter-gatherer cultures, Closing the Gap represents an effort to support the survival and growth of these cultures in modern Australian society. By addressing systemic inequalities, the initiative aims to create conditions where Indigenous cultural practices and knowledge can thrive alongside improved access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities.